What is going on, fellow web developers? My name is Tyler Potts, and today I want to share with you how I plan a new website build out using Scrintal. Scrintal is the tool I use to basically visually plan out all my projects. It's a visual note-taking, mind mapping tool. It's super awesome. It's a digital canvas for your creative ideas, and yeah, it allows you to turn your ideas into structured knowledge. Now, this video is sponsored by Scrintal, so thank you, Scrintal, for sponsoring this video. However, I want to let you guys know at home that this video, Scrintal personally have asked me to give you an honest review. So I'm going to be making sure everything I say is completely honest and what I actually think of this tool. Now, I use this regularly, so you can already know I think pretty highly of it in general. And Scrintal have been kind enough to give us a 10% discount, which you'll see on screen now, the actual code, and obviously the links and the code now will also be down below in the comment or the description as well. So let's get into it. So I'm currently about to be building a asset store for my assets. I do a lot of game development. I have a channel for game development called Muddy Wolf, which you can head over and take a look. The link is also down below. And yeah, so I'm going to be building basically a website for that. And to build that website, I needed to do some planning because I'm going to be working with another developer who I know who's going to be helping me out, which is a nice feature of Scrintal to be able to collaborate with other people. So this is the user interface. I'm actually in a custom board, but you'd probably start on your desk. The desk is the location, the area, the place you have all your notes, all your mind map stuff. You can drop in your boards here. You can add in whatever you want. You can come down here to your reasons, drag in your different boards, and then actually click into your boards like here. So this is actually one of the games I've planned out inside of this tool. It's pretty awesome and pretty straightforward. However, I want to go over to my asset store website board, which you can see here looks pretty awesome thanks to Scrintal's nice mind mapping features. Now you can see here, I always start off with some nice titles and some allocations to what goes where. I've accidentally just created a random card there by double clicking. One nice feature is if you want to create a new card, just double click and you can create a new card, which you can come in and edit this card. I can then open this up and, throw in some bullet points. Yes. Get Scrintal. And yeah, you can add in some to-do lists, to-do me. And there you go. It's just a cool little simple system. You can add in text by pressing T and clicking, or you can come over to this little thing and add in basically cards, boards, daily cards, text, columns, and even links to other websites, which is pretty cool. And then inside each card, you actually have a text editor where you can actually bold, edit, highlight different things. You can come in here, I can go in here and be like, cool, I want this to actually have an underline and actually be highlighted. I can unhighlight that, I can turn it into code. However, I don't want to do that. And I do not want it underlined because it doesn't make sense. But yeah, you can see in here anyway. So how I plan my website. So I always start off with an overview, what the project is and how, essentially what it all is here. So we've got here, it's just a simple digital asset store for indie developers. I list out the stuff we're going to be selling on this site, so it's pretty simple and straightforward. I then always create a little design inspiration thing, and the nice thing is I can link these other sites here. So I could just come here, open this link up, and it'll take me to the site I really like the look of. So this is some of the inspiration I have. Kenny, awesome website he creates where he gives away free assets. I just love the look of it. It's super simple and nice as well. And another set of assets, which I believe was made by the team at Organise, if anybody know who they are. And here you go, it's another nice, just simple site. It's actually quite more gamey than the other ones. You can come in here, you can see, and they let you have a pay what you want sort of scheme. So you can see here, it looks pretty cool. Now you can full screen these as well. So if you want to have a better, more in-depth look at things, you can full screen them. You can go back to your card, close that off, and there you go. So you can also link cards. You can see I've actually linked the project to the design and the technical specification, because I like to think of these as an overarching element. I can then come in here and see where it is linked to. So you can see it's linked to the design inspiration and the technical specification, which I can open up directly from this. Now, as you can see, there it is. The technical spec has been opened here with all the different, I just quickly bullet out what we want to use, how we're going to do it, and stuff like that. It's pretty straightforward. We're going to be using some JavaScript for basically the primary programming language. We'll be using Vue.js as the framework. We'll be slapping in some PHP REST APIs because, this is going to need is going to need a back end. And also we're going to be using some Tailwind styling. I love Tailwind. It's so simple and straightforward. And for those of you who just talk about, wanting the straightforward styling, well, listen, I like Tailwind. It's good. But yeah, so Scrintal is pretty awesome, and one of my favourite things to do on Scrintal, as you can probably see on screen, is create a sitemap, and it's so easy to do. You come in here, create a sitemap. I just create a piece of text, type what you want up here, and then you got a little title for your little area. Then you can come down here and you can basically start laying out your cards in a way that they represent a sitemap. So you can see here we're going to start off with a home page that will link to an asset store, an about us page, a contact us page. We're going to have a privacy and terms page, and also some categories. Now, categories isn't necessarily a page, but I like to split it out so then you can see what these actually are. So you've got the code, sound effects, sprites, 3D models, and music. Now, these all will reside under the asset store page, which is a nice little way. Now, you can flesh this out some more, but what I like to do is I then like to go into a page and then talk about this page. So I can say this will be the hook. It'll be the page that people come to and be like, wow, this looks pretty. Should be visually pleasing with nice animations. And this is just me throwing in some random text. Normally you'd go in here and you can actually plan out a whole sort of system. You can even reference some home pages you like in here by dropping in some links. It is super nice and straightforward. You can also just drop images in as you saw over here, copy and paste them in. Super useful and really helpful when you're planning out your project. The nice thing is I can come up here and share this with other people who use Scrintal. I can just slap in their email address, click share, and that will share it with them. They'll be able to come in. Another feature is being able to publish a page. So publishing this so I can share a link with anyone. They don't have to have an account. Just share a link, anyone can come and have a look at this page and see what it's all about. And obviously if you're sharing with clients, you don't really want to give them access to edit, you just want to give them access to see it. You can do it this way and other stuff like that. Super helpful when planning out a. Now it has a nice little Control-Shift-K thing here, which is really nice. I can then search for something in here. So let's just go for Dungeon VR, and look, we've got this, so I can open this board up straight away and switch straight to it. And then if I want to, I can go back to, let's say, my asset store website and open up this board here easily as well. Super helpful features all the way along throughout. They update this very often. They have the release notes with a load of different things. They change all the time. It's super nice. One of their new ones is text highlighting, which is obviously super useful. You've also got the profile page updates and new features they're adding in. They go through a bunch of detail on this. Definitely check it out if you're wanting to use Scrintal and you want to check. But guys, that's essentially what I use Scrintal for. Now, I know this is quite a straightforward video where I just talk about how and what I use it for, but this is essentially it. This is how good this tool is. It doesn't need too much explaining. Now, Scrintal are super nice and super generous. They gave us the discount and that, and this product is really awesome. They're always working on it and they're putting together a really nice tool here, which I use for a lot of projects. Thanks to them, I have a personal pro account as well where I can go in and actually set up all of this stuff, and it is super useful. So thank you to Scrintal for all of that. There's going to be a lot more features coming to this in the future. As you can see from the release notes, you can already tell they work hard on this project, and it is just so useful. Also, it helps. It's not just for planning websites. You can use this for learning. If you're learning and you want to take notes, you can use your desk and just scatter things around. If you're learning a different language, feel free to drop your notes in here. I do it with when I'm learning Japanese. You can just drop some notes on a page, go in, edit it, tweak it, mess around with it, pretty simple. If you're going to a meeting and you need to take quick notes, but you want to keep it organized as well, go into Scrintal, open up a little page, drop a note in there, move it where you need it later on. If you don't want it right away, you can drag and drop them into different boards. It's super, super useful. You can also use this tool for more than just that. You can have a whole project management system on this. One of the things I use it for as well is you can see over here, CEO checklist. You can actually go in here and add in some checklists. And at the end of a project, normally I need to go through and make sure all the SEO is done. Otherwise, I'm going to be tanking down to the bottom of Google. I'll come in here, I'll be like, oh, I've got to do all the meta tags. That's done. Let's tick that off. Super useful and super straightforward. And you can also come over here to your tasks and you can actually see all the task lists you have here. So you see we have our CEO checklist, a marketing to-dos checklist for a game, and also this edit one, which we created earlier in our boards. And obviously you can still see that because the cards are all here. So even if you delete a card, it will most likely go into a backlog of cards. You can come in here and edit. Now, as you can see, there's also this little search bar where we can search for different cards. You can see we've got this edit card here. We can then drag this back in. So if you delete a card from inside your thing, it won't be deleted. It'll go into your cards backlog where you can then come in and re-add it in. You can search for it here. So edit this card. You can see that's right here. Drag and drop it in. You can also see there's one for which Scrintal added before with all of this stuff in the fundamental. I can even search for the board, so I could say dungeon, VR board, and drag the board in here, which then I can use that as a link directly to this if I needed to link this to it. Now, as I said, this is an honest review, and this is generally what I think about the product. I generally think it's good. I don't really have anything negative to say, otherwise I would. The product works as intended. It's a really good visual note-taking app. I would like to see maybe some more layout. So one thing, here's an upgrade, here's a feature. Scrintal, if you're listening, there's something I'd like to see. One of the layouts I'd like to see is the ability to essentially come in here and see I've got an image in here. I would like it to have an image view where it just shows a full screen image instead. If that's already in and I'm missing that, please let me know, Scrintal, or drop me a message and I'll put down in the comments. However, that is one thing I would change for this, but otherwise, absolutely awesome tool, super useful. The only thing, as I said, would be dropping an image card into here, so like a full screen image, rather than having it embedded in a note here. That's the only difference I'd make. I'd like to have somewhere I could have like, where I've got a sitemap, instead of a sitemap, I can have like an inspiration area and I can drag and drop a bunch of little inspiration just shot on my desk or my board. That's the only thing I would like to add, guys. If you need some help, give me a shout. I'm happy, you know, sounds pretty cool. But yeah, that's this tool. It's amazing. It's really cool, and I really enjoyed working on Scrintal. It's just so easy to get stuff visually on a page. It's really good when you're sharing it with friends and that. Also, it's really good for social media posts. I can come in here and be like, oh, look guys, I've planned out my sitemap for this site, and it just looks really cool. It's all visually there, and I can post it on social media. Super useful, really nice. Guys, that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget to leave a like, smash that subscribe button, and also don't forget to use the discount code for Scrintal Personal Pro Plan. The code will be on screen, the links will be down below. Go check it all out, and yeah, definitely get yourself a a personal pro plan. It's super useful, super easy to use, and you guys will not regret it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.